And welcome everyone. It's been a while. It's been nearly a month, and I claim full responsibility for that. That is my own fault.
Not my fault this time.
It is absolutely not Sean's fault this time, so he can rest easy and just point the finger at me because I'm pointing at myself.
It's okay.
Yeah, so hopefully things get back to normal now, despite having to really scrape the barrel because there's not been a lot of news. So
not yet.
Yeah, not yet exactly. So yeah, as always, you can find me on Twitter, Mitch692. You can follow the channel by googling the Current Bookcast and find us absolutely everywhere. I believe it's the C or TCBCYT on Twitter. It could be the CBCYT. It's one of the two. Just put Current Bookcast, you'll find it. So yeah, and once again, as always, I am joined by Sean.
Yeah, hello guys. I'm still on media grounded, so you can follow me here. You can still follow me here. I'll be here. I'm around on Discord.
Don't stop him from pushing his luck though.
Yeah, I'm trying to get off grounding. So
just quickly, there's a certain thing you posted.
Okay.
A certain armored thing in a certain thing. I assume that's bait in it.
No, that's just me.
Or is that just a hey, look at this toy? That's
just me having fun. Like, there's no.
I looked at that and I'm just like, I can't tell. It's like if they do that, I'd be fuming. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think he's just having a laugh. But
yeah, like I think somebody that caught on. I'm not gonna say online on air, but like a person, I guess, caught wind of that picture and said it was tried to say it was news or something.
Oh wow! Just
yeah,
like, what are you doing?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because that's what I'd be doing. I'd be like, just laying a bit of bait and being like, hey.
Yeah, I mean, I have fun sometimes, so I like to have fun. You can't tell, but I like to have fun.
Right. I'm gonna keep that in because lol. Unless you want to take it out, then.
No. Keep it in.
Cool.
Keep it in.
So yeah, to get straight into it, recently it's come out that Isaiah Bradley is more than likely coming to the MCU, and along with Bradley, a fairly sizable retcon to the Captain America story in the MCU. So yeah, it's Is this the new way we're going now? Just yeah. I've been trained, and all I can say is
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know, man. Like, it's almost putting one and one together if you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not confirming or denying anything, but I am. It looks like what the character would be depicted as. So.
Yeah, I'll say it's I can't think of the guy's first name, but it's Lumley.
Yeah, Bill, I think.
Is it Bill Lumley?
I
had this in my head. Like, see, I would say this is just me, but it's just like I've had 3 weeks off. This is no rust.
It's not Bill Lumley. It's probably because I watched the Office Space the other night, and one of the guys was named Bill Lumley, but so it's something Lumley.
God, what's his name? Come on, Google News, don't let me down. Carl Lumley. I had Chris in my head, and I was like, it's not Chris. I know it's not Chris, but yeah, Carl Lumley. People were thinking maybe Sam's dad at first, and I can't remember who put this out there originally, but it's got my mind twisted there. So it's looking like he's Bradley, which, well,
I mean,
I think it would make more sense if he's Bradley.
I mean, yeah, like
especially for Sam.
I would love to see that character come. I mean, there's a lot to be set up. Has to be set up in that show. And these shows to set up future projects. So.
Yeah, which everyone knows it's like the worst kept secret they've ever had is the Young Avengers. Whether that's going to be a show or a movie. See, I'm saying this, and Sean's like, no, it's not. show.
I look, I ain't confirming or denying. You're gonna get a lot of dead space right now. So.
Yeah, it's no, they're clearly, everyone knows that they're setting up Young Avengers because everything points to it. This is the obvious place for a Patriot. You need, I can never remember which Bradley's which, but
Isaiah Bradley was the father or the grandfather or something like that.
Oh yeah. Because the names are quite similar if I remember rightly. It's just like it's like Eli and Asylum. It's just like I can't know which one's which. Yeah, so he's going to be like the original experiment for the super soldier serum, which I mean it makes sense, especially like World War II back then. Like people weren't treated great, and like no, sure. If you're going to be no, it's going to be a political show. You kind of have to be.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, like it's pretty well documented that the show's got some political elements for it. So it's not. I mean, that part is not a surprise. I think.
No. And if you are surprised by it,
sorry.
I don't know what to say because why? How are you surprised by something like that? Like it's literally it's a dude in a flag. No.
I mean, it's a pretty. I mean, look, I think they've even said it in plenty of like the articles and like in some of the interviews that there's going to be a lot of political like stuff in the show. So.
Yeah, they're not going to do a Watchmen and say no, it's not political. Then come out, it's just like, hey, politics. It's like, even though everyone knew it was going to be political because it's Watchmen. But
yeah, still. I mean.
With that being said, to get back on to the topic, I like they seem to be doing this thing where we've told this one story, we set people up and we told this one story in the MCU. Now let's just expand on everything. It's like we didn't know much about the Captain America. Like we obviously Steve's origin, they were working on the serum, but it's like, well, how did they get to that point? So how's they make this? Like, let's tell that story now that we've got a new Captain America going forward, even though apparently he's refusing the mantle until he finds out about Bradley, which is fair enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, like it's expanding the universe, like it's
hence the title of the little Disney Plus clip thing they had, like, expanding the universe.
I mean, like you don't necessarily need Steve Rogers in the show to expand that universe. I mean, as you will see in the show, like as much as everybody wants Steve in the show, you don't necessarily need him.
No.
You know, in like, yeah, this show in particular is going to set a lot of like future projects and stuff like that. So it's going to be I can't wait for you guys to see it. I seen the first 3 episodes the other day, like last week or something like that. And
yeah, how's it looking?
It looks great, man. Like it doesn't start. It's not really slow.
It's purposely paced.
Yeah, it's a nice pace. I love the first episode, probably out of the 3 that I've seen. So like because it kind of picks up, right where Endgame left off.
Is it directly where Endgame leaves off, or
not necessarily?
Is it kind of like a Spider-Man where it's like he's a couple of months later? No.
Something like that, yeah.
That would make more sense, especially if Steve's not in it. Like, just have the back of his head. Like, it's not technically Chris Evans. It's fine.
Get a stunt guy out of it.
Quick, get Joe Russo. He apparently plays everyone.
Just CGI.
So yeah, it's I'm really liking the sound of this show. Like I think it's been well documented that it wasn't my most anticipated of everything. Like I still was really looking forward to it. It's just kind of like it wasn't Loki low because nothing could be lower than Loki for me. But, there was at least Falcon and Winter Soldier, then a gap, then Loki. So it was there. But
well, yeah. I mean, I think the Loki thing. I think why people were looking forward to it is they thought. Like that show kind of evolved into something else.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think people are gonna enjoy that show too.
I've got no doubt I'm going to enjoy it, especially now. Even though I'm kind of like Owen Wilson. It's just like, oh don't like Owen Wilson. But hey, I have utmost faith in everything. No.
Yeah, I think people are going to do that.
So to put that topic to bed and move on, still in the same realm as Disney Plus and Marvel and all that goodness. There's going to be a launch event in London. I believe it's on March 6th for Disney Plus because Disney hates Europe and
Well, I think Sky hates Europeans. So.
Sky loves Europeans. They're everywhere. I just blame Disney. So yeah, because we're finally getting it. So if you are one of my European brothers, rejoice. We're no longer homeless and starving. We're going to be getting fed.
You no longer have to use a VPN.
Not that it's illegal to use a VPN, but it's just like, yeah.
You know, don't give away the secret. I get it.
The amount of people being like, "How are you watching this?" It's just like VPN.
You're not smuggling drugs.
So it's not like there's articles from English websites being like, "Hey, VPN."
It's just, I mean, Disney definitely wanted it to you guys earlier, I believe.
Oh yeah.
It was just. It's like getting into different territories is harder than just like, because like the States side, it's almost pretty much done by the time.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like once you get into other territories, it becomes like a little bit more difficult because you're dealing with governments and, you know, and other companies. So, you know, I mean, look, at least they got it as faster than what was projected. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Also, the funny part is it's not all of Europe. So if you're in, let's say, Portugal, you're still left out in the cold, unfortunately. But we'll remember you when we're eating. So
still can use a VPN now. You have my permission.
Yeah. As long as you pay for it later on, I doubt they could care.
Dude,
even though with the VPN you got to pay for it anyway, or someone's paying for it. So
someone's paying for it. So like you're just basically using. It's like my mom using my account. You know, like she doesn't have it, but I'm paying for it. You know?
The main crux of this topic is that it's rumored to have an updated slate, which would make sense. You know, it would be like what they launched. When did they launch? Is it November?
November, yeah.
Yeah, so December, January, February, March. It'll be 4 months from that point. A lot has changed in the slate since they've launched. Date shifting around. Lucasfilm not having the greatest of times from the sounds of it, but hey, I imagine we'll get a lot more of that because the Marvel ones, we know what we're getting from Marvel for the next 2 years, really.
Yeah.
So maybe like an update in Hawkeye, I'd hope. Because if it was me, I'd be giving updates on the shows that have been having a bit of a hard time in the press.
Yeah, I think
your Cassian Andors, your Kenobis, your Hawkeyes, and all that.
I think, and this is coming from another person. I'm not like privy to some of this stuff, but like from what I've been told, is that that's basically what they're doing. You know, they're just gonna.
Yeah.
And I think there's gonna be a new thing here and there, but it's not like.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was something new announced, but I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't, because it's kind of early.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that I know of is still in like pretty much way beyond, like way before pre-production, and we're talking like, you know, like
concept state.
Yeah, like most of the stuff is like concept stage. I could see them updating like Moon Knight, She-Hulk, you know.
Yeah.
Do a little bit of update.
I would say have they been casting for those? Oh, obviously casting for like She-Hulk and Miss Marvel, not She-Hulk. Hawkeye. I don't know how I got those two confused. That's great.
Miss Marvel is pretty further along than in the process. So like, I mean, I don't think you're gonna get anything like crazy.
No.
Like you're not gonna get the casting of Mark Spector or Kamal Khan. You know, I mean, look, I might be wrong, but like my thought is like you're probably gonna get a lot of updates of like stuff that's especially like what you were saying, like I heard Obi-Wan and Cassian Andor are gonna get some pretty good updates on.
See, if it were like this is purely like reaching as far as I can go, I'd announce like a Captain Britain.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. I don't know. That still is kind of like if. I mean, I would say that would be a good thing to announce, especially in that territory. You know,
or at least like I know that it hasn't even started yet, and it ain't gonna start till May. But hey, announce the Union. I'd love that series. I don't even know these characters. I want them now.
You could also do like Agent, like if they're doing anything like Agents of Atlas, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
give it like an MI13 or M13 series, whatever it is, because isn't that rumored for Shang-Chi, which it makes sense because a lot of ties,
territories,
Yeah.
But my feeling is that you're gonna get mostly updates on like the current announce and like I don't know, man, like because some of the stuff that like is so early in the stages that like I don't even know things gonna be announced at Comic-Con. Like that's how like
I say plus like with Comic-Con only a couple of months afterwards, it'll be a bit weird to start doing everything now. Like, they're gonna have to like start announcing things every month with the way they're going, so it's gonna be constant. But like right now, where you got a bit of a lull, like
but it wouldn't be a bad idea to do at least something that is like because you're kind of like you want to make sure that fans in that area don't feel kind of left out. So you might I mean it wouldn't be a bad idea to announce something something big but not too big, but big enough.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised if this is where we get like proper trailers for the two shows this year, like Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision, because they're obviously. Like they're both done filming now, aren't they?
They're done.
Yes, and like I'd imagine not a lot of the CGI, but like at least enough for maybe 30 seconds each to a minute.
There's more than that for sure. I mean, I know for the first 2 episodes, CGI is pretty much done.
Yeah. So I was thinking that is enough just to fill out that sort of time. Like there's obviously more than in that, but it's like just we have enough to cut a trade together. Let's just cut a trailer together.
I think if they do something like that, they should do something like separate for each show instead of doing what they did with the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. That's more what I was meaning. Like start it off with Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's only going to be a couple of months away, and March is kind of the right time to start advertising for that show. Yeah. Maybe April, but if you're doing the big launch event, why not do it then? No.
Yeah, I think they're also gonna try to appease like that crowd because like. It's been a while, like it's not necessarily their fault, but it took them a long time. It's almost been a year since Disney Plus has been out, right? Or am I?
No, it came out in November.
Okay,
it was only 4 months.
Definitely not a year.
I know we've been away for a month, and time has moved really weirdly over the last couple of weeks. It has definitely not been a year. No.
I'm old, 48, 43, so. Like you gotta cut me some slack. Time is relative to me. So
as you get older, you're just in a hyperbolic time chamber, just like what's
you're
time?
You're just like fast forwarding stuff and like forget that. I mean, I think I know like I'm like 99% sure that you're gonna get a lot of like Star Wars stuff though too because if there's more Marvel stuff than Star Wars, I'll be shocked because Star Wars is very barren on that side. It's just like, what are you doing with Star Wars? Like, the rumor was we're supposed to find out who's doing like the next movie in January, and we're now end of February. It's just like, that happened, not so. Well, I think they're gonna be like, there's gonna be very few, far between news for the movies because there's not gonna be shit. There's not gonna be a lot of stuff going on in the movie section. That property.
Plus, like Iger said that actually we'll go on about it later on, but that the Mandalorian spin-offs. So maybe give a little hint on what they're planning for that, depending how far. I imagine it's a fair decent way
It's the child's limited series. You know, like
I mean, that's just the Mandalorian. No.
well,
No one watches that show for the Mandalorian.
well, it's gonna be in the child is basically the roles are reversed, and like the child is protecting the Mandalorian.
That's just the Mandalorian season 1.
Stop touching that.
That'd be a funny role reversal show, actually. Like...
That would be hilarious. But like, I mean, yeah, I can't. I you know, like I kind of can't wait till March 5th when the stuff kind of gets out there because we can talk about it a little bit more. But like,
oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be like maybe 75-80% Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
That's gonna be announced at that launch trailer because they gotta do some damage control.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, like, they do because
they just need to get as much positive news out there.
Yeah. Because the whole the Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff was a weird situation. It's like, yeah, we're gonna rewrite everything, but then you look at the rumors and it's like, oh yeah, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi protecting young Luke Skywalker. And it's like, I just watched that show.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand why you kind of want to go back and it doesn't take a year to do a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But you can't really delay a show that hasn't got a release date, like Hawkeye, like how that's indefinitely delayed. I will never know because you can't delay a show that way. But
yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as people think it is. It's just like that part is kind of bad because rewriting a whole TV show, from ground.
So because they're rewriting both, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
It was kind of like it's.
Yeah.
This
is the way of TV production, like doors close and you gotta right around those doors.
And it's like obviously that no one on the outside knows what these shows are 100%. So you hear rewrite, it's like, oh no, something's obviously going wrong. It's like, yeah, well the scripts are bad. Or it's not what they want. Like it's not necessarily like the worst case. Like
I think they just want to put out the best possible product.
It's just not a good look because the amount of directors and writers that have been in and out of the Star Wars movies, and it's just like, oh, come on, Kathleen Kennedy.
Please. Well, and I think I've talked to this before. Is like she's. I don't think she's gonna be around for a while. I think after next year, I think she's gonna be gone.
I would say, I honestly, when her contract's done, which I think is 2021.
2021, yeah.
Yeah, like I can see her being like, you know what?
And I'll be honest with you, I know exactly who they're looking at, and it's not anybody you think is. It's I don't know. I think the show. I think as much as she's put into. She's like a lot of people give her grief and give her, poo-poo on her. She still has contributed a lot to the franchise.
I mean, just movies in general. Like she's done she's put in a lot of work.
And I think
people love.
Yeah, and I think I hear a lot of blame being shifted to the company, to her, and it's like, I don't know, man. Some of this stuff, I can't disrespect her because she's been around and she's technically George Lucas's is successor. Yeah, he handpicked her. So he obviously seen something in her that he sees that she could fit. She's a good fit for that franchise, and it's just a lot of unfortunate things going on with the franchise.
I say she has the hardest job on the planet.
Yeah,
it's making Star Wars fans happy.
Exactly,
isn't an impossible task that everyone is known.
Well, it really is a hard task because you're pleasing a hardcore fan base that expects no less than what they expect, if that makes any sense. They
expect what they have in their head and they never get it.
Yeah, and I don't want to disrespect any of the hardcore fans, but some of the people that I talk to and I've heard listen about what they would do differently and They should kick Kennedy out. And I'm like, there's like a boundary between being respectful and being disrespectful. And it's like, like if George Lucas had control of this, we wouldn't have any of this. We would be having like political drama and sexually transmitted diseases in space. That's basically what we would be having. And I think Disney did, like, for all of Disney's faults that they've done with the franchise, their successes are pretty good too. Like we're getting like as much.
It's an odd time we live in when like $1 billion grossing movie is a failure and a bomb.
Yeah. Well, it's like it like if you go back and you think that if Disney didn't have the property and George Lucas still had control of the property, how successful would this have been still? I don't think it would have been any more successful.
See, I'm not entirely sure. I that's a timeline I'd love to see, because we all know, or the people that choose to actually admit reality and acknowledge it, that you are still going to get the female lead. She's just going to be Kira. There's test footage test footage of Daisy Ridley playing Kira, and so a lot of the things we were always going to get, and a lot of the things people hate, we were always going to get with Lucas regardless. Would it have been exactly the same? No, probably not.
Well, I mean, also, like, you wouldn't be getting shows like The Mandalorian. I know that for a fact.
We would have got that weird Stormtrooper one that looked like trash.
Or we would have gotten the Boba Fett spin-off show movie.
Yeah.
And look, the only thing that character ever did was look cool dying. That's it. Like,
did he look cool dying?
I mean, the armor looks cool, and
the armor looks cool, but he didn't die looking. He looked like a clown.
I'll be honest with you, look, I respect George Lucas. He gave me something that I didn't have. But
I then crapped it out and then gave it back to you. It's just like it's not.
Like one, he sold the company willingly. The company, Disney, did strong arm out of the company.
I love that narrative.
He left the company because the fans turned against him, because of the prequels. He did not want to do it anymore after the backlash of the prequels. So I'm sure that. Yeah, and look, and then two, like he's not a good director, and he doesn't give up control. He has to have a say so. And if you go back and you look at all these special editions, we would have like 6. Before we had a new trilogy, we would have had 6 more versions of like one of the other movies, and like it's. I feel like there's pros and cons of having Disney control the company, and I think the pros kind of outweigh the cons sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. I just get tired of hearing Disney ruined it, or Disney ruined that, or like Ryan.
It's the easy target in it. The big conglomerate. It's like not that I'm going to like cape for Disney or anything.
No.
It's like it's such an easy target, and it's like all right, we get it. You don't like what they like. Just calm down.
You wouldn't be getting any of these shows if and let's face it, Star Wars kind of lost a lot of stock after the prequel. So when that property was sold to Disney, I don't think it was worth $4.5 billion. I just had a hard time believing that. They did get the Indiana Jones stuff and all that stuff, but like $4.5 billion for a company for a franchise was basically petering out anyways. You tell me who won on that end of the bargain.
100% Lucas.
Lucas, he's a multi-billionaire, and
I say he's probably laughing that he swindled them out of $4.5 billion. They paid for that.
I hear people saying, Disney didn't have a plan, they didn't put it out. It's like you have to. You're thinking as an individual, not as a company. Like, yes, the sequel trilogy wasn't the most cohesive thing in the world, but I don't know, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, it was like I just hear a lot of hardcore fans, and that's the problem. The hardcore fans are the ones that are just like raging about
unfortunately, like Dunning-Kruger effect is huge in fandom, and people don't know what that is. And if you want to know what it is, Google it, and you'll be like, maybe I do that a little bit, because I know I did. But yeah, it's rampant. But
like, yeah, I feel like the shows, this property needs to get kind of like the stock needs to be raised a little bit.
yeah,
You know, and
they need a refresh and to bring it back to the event. It's probably like a really good time to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a really good time to kind of like start from the ground up again and build like I think Disney needs to build their own trilogy instead of like this the Skywalker stuff. It's done. It's done. Whether you like it or not, it's done. Move on. Make your own stuff.
Because that's all I want. Just and give me something different. Set it in the same universe. You know, put it on like the Outer Rim or whatever it is. Give me something different.
Yeah, but just I grew up on Star Wars. I don't want to say that about it, but I don't want it like I feel like it hijacks the conversation sometimes. Is like as much as I love the Skywalker trilogy, it's not the best trilogy either. If you go back to the beginning, it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest movie ever, you know. And like I feel like the fans, the hardcore fans, are kind of the worst part about it. Is like, and I'm not saying anything bad about the hardcore fans. I'm just saying like expectations kill. You know, like people's expectations are your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Whatever you're thinking inside your head, you kind of have to go into these movies thinking, like these people paid $4.5 billion, so they have to make their money back. You know, like it's a company, has to make money, so
they have to appeal to the masses, not to you.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it would be kind of a crime, like, to not have used the original characters before they die. Okay, like, fortunately enough, we got Carrie Fisher as long as we did.
Yeah.
If we would have waited years to finish this trilogy, people would be blaming Disney for not doing it right away. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. Like, I'll give it to you. They didn't plan it out. Yeah. That kind of
well, they didn't plan the original out. Like, you know, there's no way they planned to have a slight bit of incest in Star Wars. Like, there's no chance that was a thing. Like,
But also, like, you know, I feel like the problem lies in like the directors weren't like it. They didn't find directors that played good with each other. Like you know, J.J. Abrams did. I don't think J.J. Abrams is the greatest director ever, and I've heard people argue the fact that JJ could have done all three of them. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
he could have, you know, like, it's such a tangent. He could have done it, and it would have probably been a lot more cohesive.
Yeah. But I think what Rian Johnson did with him wasn't the worst thing. I think people just kind of like they fall in that thing where he disrespected Luke Skywalker. And it's like, not really. He just did something different. For God's sakes, man. Like. If JJ would have done the movie, I guarantee you, people would have been saying, "Oh, it's the same thing as Empire Strikes Back."
But that's another thing. Like, the whole like Luke is a hermit thing was Lucas's idea.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like there's a lot of things that they used. Like, they didn't use everything Lucas put out, but do they have to?
No.
Like, there's nothing in the contract saying they have to do it.
No.
You know, like it. I don't know, man. You know, that's kind of a wild tangent about it. Like, it's just, you know, like I hear it on, like, I can't even listen to podcasts or people talk about it anymore because it's just like, it's just so much like vitriol and like,
there's a lot of hyperbole about it. It's just like, calm down. Right.
Yeah, it's like, it's not the end of the world, man. Nobody ruins your childhood. Your childhood's still there.
Yeah, but we're going to move on from that one.
I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for that one, but
London launch event, there's going to be some Star Wars stuff there, more than likely.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't confirm nor deny, but there'll be some stuff there. Don't expect it, just keep it
keep it inside your head as a possibility. Yeah. I think that's almost almost a guarantee at this point because like
it's a bit of a given.
Yeah, I mean, like, they can announce Marvel stuff, but like I think right now, if they were smart, they would kind of do some damage control and
say focus on Star Wars. Yeah. So yeah, to move on, for any He-Man fans out there and the Masters of the Universe, they have announced their full slate, and that is not slate, their full cast. Sorry, I'm still in the last topic mode, but yeah, their full cast, and it's a hell of a cast.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
I don't know how. I never saw anyone think of that Mark Hamill or Skeletor, and it's kind of like, yeah,
I get
like,
that.
it's like, why would he not be? And obviously it's Kevin Smith doing it. So it's kind of like, yeah, if anyone was going to get him to do it, it would have been Kevin Smith. So there you go. And no, I really like that lineup.
It's a loaded cast for sure.
Like Mark Hamill, I can never pronounce her name. Lena Headey.
Yeah.
You know, Sarah Michelle Gellar's such a odd choice.
Such a random one too.
Yeah.
Like just like zero connection between her and Kevin Smith, along with Lita Headey, but like it works. Like the character. I mean.
Yeah. You got Liam Cunningham, Stephen Root, however you pronounce it. Didrik Bader.
Yeah.
Griffin Newman, Tiffany Smith, Henry Rollins. It's like it is stacked.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jason Mewes is in there because Kevin Smith. Like full well, Kevin Smith did not have anything for Mewes. Mewes is just like, put me in there. Like I want to be there. Give me work. Like,
he's basically hanging around anyways. And might as well work.
Just like, I need a job. Give me a job. I've been riding your unsuccessful coattails all this time, even though Kevin Smith earns a fortune, despite being not the best director on the planet. But hey, fail upwards. And of course, Kevin Conroy is in there as well.
That's a good one too. Who's he playing? Is he playing?
Merman.
Merman. Okay.
And obviously, I was looking at it going Harley Quinn, and it's like, oh, it's Harley Quinn Smith, so his daughter's got in there as well.
Of course. Yeah. Why not put his grandparents in it too?
I mean, no. But yeah, I wasn't like, this wasn't on my radar before. Like, it was kind of there. It's like, if it looks and sounds good on Netflix, I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
The Kevin Smith part intrigued me. It's like, well, how are you going to do this? Like, is it going to be like a dick joke every 5 minutes because it's Kevin Smith? There's bound to be something about weed in there somewhere because it's Kevin Smith, and it's like, does it really fit with He-Man? I'm not sure, but from what he said, where it's like, yeah, it's like a sequel to the original series, which I didn't really watch the original series. I was never a big He-Man guy, but it's kind of like, I think it's more your time. I think He-Man was just slightly before me, and I just missed that train completely. But I say slightly before me; it was way before me.
I was in the caboose of that chain right now.
But yeah, so it's I'm definitely interested in it. Like, the cast was kind of like, okay, we're doing this now, cool. But...
Yeah, I mean, this kind of like the kind of weird thing about this is like, where's this movie? Where's the movie? Like, because like, wasn't Netflix supposed to put out the movie too?
I'm not sure.
That kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, who was working on that movie? I can't think of his name.
That's how you know the movie wasn't like meant to be. It's like,
I want to say like Berlanti or someone. It was someone like that, and you're kind of like, oh, really, him?
But if you looked at who they cast for that movie as He-Man, you're like, yeah, this is definitely not my cup of tea.
It's like pass.
Yeah,
that's clearly not going to make any money. So
I would rather have Dolph Lundgren come back and do his thing. So. He looked more like He-Man than the guy that had cast.
No, it's going to be an interesting, and like He-Man's making or Masters of the Universe is kind of making a comeback. Obviously you got like She-Ra, you got this.
Well, the toys are pretty big now too. Like like they've been big for a while. Like there's a company called Super 7 that just like has been putting out like they're like updated retro figures where they have more articulation and like it's huge.
I mean, they actually have articulation now.
Yeah,
toys did not.
yeah. They also been reissuing the older ones, but like they've been issuing these like brand new ones with like articulations in the elbows and knees and stuff like that, but they look like the older figures. And,
nice.
Yeah, and I think that I mean that movie is kind of primed for like a good movie too, though. The TV show, it was like a slam dunk. Like you could put that cartoon out and people would be loving that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like it's one of those properties where it's like, if kind of like the comic book movies, like if you get someone to do it right,
yeah,
got a massive franchise on your hands.
yeah.
And it's the same with a lot of the old 80s stuff. Like, you've got, like, there's just this gold mine sitting there. Like, someone go to it, please.
Yeah, I mean, like G.I. Joe, all them. Like, I guarantee you that all that stuff is like G.I. Joe's coming back too.
Yeah, because they're doing that toy line.
The toy line looks awesome because it's like the Hasbro. It's like the Hasbro Marvel Legends type like bodies and stuff like that. And like, yeah, you know, like I wouldn't.
Obviously, you got the Snake Eyes movie as well because everything.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't heard anything about that in a long time. But like,
they released the first like an image the other day.
In the dark.
Well, it was all black and white. It's just like it's clearly an origin image because he's like walking on like this like the typical like Asian stairs, like Japanese stairs. So.
And like, FYI, the guy's not Japanese either. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna get into that tangent, but like, but yeah, you know, I think the Master of the Universe is definitely primed for like this. You know, like I'm not a huge Netflix fan, but I'm definitely gonna take a look at it.
Oh, you're not? I wonder why. What's that story?
Not the hugest fan.
I was going to ask you a question about Netflix the other day, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think it was about them getting something. Like, you know, they're going to get this or that. But I was like, you probably don't know because there's that barrier now. But it's just like, obviously it's not that important because I completely forgot what it was.
You'll remember it like 2 minutes after we started talking.
I think it might have been something to do with Weathering with You, and like if you know they're gonna get it or not. Because
what is it?
It's do you watch a movie called Your Name?
No,
it's an anime movie from a couple of years back. I think Netflix have it. I'm not 100% sure.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they've been gobbling up like Netflix. I mean, anime stuff. So
they've been on a warpath with that stuff.
They're gonna turn into like Crackle,
Crunchyroll
Plus or something. Just because they've been on a rampage with acquiring anime stuff. I mean,
anime and old cartoons. To bring it back to this, they definitely.
I mean,
you know, if they can have that as maybe not like their specific niche, because the audience they have aren't gonna all stick around for that because why would they want to stick around for it? But
did they ever show any stills to the He-Man stuff? Because like that animation. I
don't think yet.
I was gonna say the animation is definitely gonna make or break it.
Yeah, I kind of hope they stick. Like I pray to God it's not 3D. I imagine it's gonna be 3D. Like the 3D stuff works for things like Ultraman, and what was the other one we did? The Dragon Prince. Like the Dragon Prince one looks really clean now. Like,
but I don't think Masters of the Universe would look good in a 3-dimensional.
No, it is.
It screams like 2D art.
Yeah,
and like if you go back and watch any of the older stuff, it like if it does something similar to that, then it's gold. I guarantee it. People are going to be jumping on top of that, and it'll probably be like one of the highest rated. You know,
I can imagine it can like they'll. I think it's guaranteed it's going to be 3D. I don't think you're ever going to get away from that because it's so cheap to do. It's cheap, it's quick and dirty. Like, to put it out there. But if they can kind of make it look like Dragon Prince, but give it a real 80s feel, I think you might be able to salvage the look of it. But that's just me saying that without having seen a single thing because they haven't put a damn thing out apart from the color.
Yeah, they really haven't. Like, they haven't. Like, it's been a while since they've like announced anything. I thought the show was canceled for a while because you didn't hear anything about it for like the longest time. And then
I'd say you just had Kevin Smith announce he's doing it and then nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like he also announced he was doing Howard the Duck, and I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say how that went, but like
I imagine there was a choice between Howard the Duck and this might have won out.
Well, I mean, look, this is kind of a left field for him, and if he can pull this off, then like that's good for his career, man.
Yeah,
you know, like that's a like he's been kind of gradually going into the television universe. So for the longest time, I feel like
the whole CW quote directing. He just sits in a chair and watching monitors all day. But
I mean, he will even admit that he does it.
It makes me laugh when people are like, "Oh, guest directors." It's like they don't do anything. they sit in a chair.
Those shows are halfway done by the time the directors even show up on set.
And they all know what they're doing without them anyway. So
it's just a name to plop on the screen. So, But I think if he can pull this off, I think this is good, way good for him.
It feels right, like for someone like him, he's very much a fandom guy. Like if he can crack this market and like start doing like all the little nerdy stuff, then it's a new market for him, man.
Exactly. But if I remember correctly, he's not doing. I think he's writing, but he's not writing all the episodes. So
I'm not sure exactly what he's doing.
And Hasbro has and I know for a fact Hasbro has saying and what goes in this show.
Yeah.
So it's safe. It's safe to say there's not going to be any dick jokes. So.
Oh, I bet there's in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's probably on into Windows or something like that. But
he's the master of the universe. It kind of was just one big innuendo.
It's true. But I think I mean, I don't know if there's any fans out there for that TV show, but it definitely brings me back to that the time when I was a kid. So if you could pull it off, I'm a fan.
I say, is he? I think what he's actually doing. Is he a showrunner for it? Or?
I believe, if I remember correctly, I thought he said it was a showrunner, and I think he wrote some episodes, but it was Mark Bernardin and
I know Mark Bernardin's working on it, which Bernardin's got some fantastic ideas in his head.
Yeah,
he's nuts.
He's the best thing that's ever happened to Smith. Right
now. 100%, yeah.
Because I mean, look, I love Kevin Smith because that's kind of, he's kind of one of the reasons why I got into this because but Mark Bernardin, ever since they've done stuff together, it's kind of he's the angel on it.
Yeah, he grounds Smith a little bit.
Yeah, and he's gradually. I don't know if you listen to the podcast with him. But,
I catch it. I try to keep up with it. I haven't seen every single one, but the Fat Man and Batman stuff, I keep up with it. Or I try anyway.
I don't want to say he's growing up, but it helps to have someone like him around, Bernardin, because he kind of levels it out.
I say it's a yin to a yang in it. Him and Jason Mewes is I think most people grew up on him and Jason Mewes, but they're too similar and too samey. With Bernardin, he keeps each other in check. And that.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't go too far in the.
He still does Kevin Smith really like Kevin Smithy, but you got Bernardin just be hey, come back a bit. Come.
Just kind of wind us down.
Rein you back here, little boy.
But yeah, I'm very interested in to see how this kind of turns out. And then it just kind of begs the question is if this is successful, I'm sure that they're going to start bringing back other stuff.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
You're going to see I don't know, I heard.
I say you say they've already got She-Ra. So.
Yeah, they already got the She-Ra thing, and that's a completely different aesthetic too.
Oh yeah, there's no way. That's another thing, another way the animation could go. Which I wouldn't if they kind of go at least that's it's 2D. It's more in line with the old looking thing because it's very flat colors, very basic looking. Maybe what's the word? Maybe not as cutesy. Might be the right word for it. Maybe give it a bit more, not grit, but
yeah. Well, I just kind of if they keep it in the wheelhouse between the She-Ra stuff and the older stuff, I think the fans will kind of gravitate to it.
Yeah.
It's the minute you start introducing that 3D element, I think that's when people start kind of stepping out.
Yeah. People still need to adjust the 3D angle.
Yeah, I think it works for anime. It works for certain properties, but I don't think it would work.
I was gonna say it's very hit and miss with things. It depends how a lot of anime uses it in general now, but they make it so it doesn't look 3D. It looks more 2D. That's fine, but like when it's all.
Well, like
It's my biggest problem with it is not so much how it looks; it's the frame rate of everything. Like, you have to give it like 4 seasons for them to really nail down the engine like they're using, and then the animation's smooth, and it's just like, oh, you got to grind through everything, having a slight like jaggy jitter to it, and it's just like, oh.
Well, the thing about 3D is it kind of lends itself to anime a little better than this is Western animation, like Western characters. And I think they've done the 3D route with the He-Man character, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure. They might have.
It might have. There's a couple other iterations of the cartoon, and like it just didn't look good.
Yeah.
And I mean, that being said, I mean, there's a lot that has changed with how that stuff is made.
Mm-hmm.
But
I say you have to go very much like an anime-esque route, like a Dragon Prince.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. If it can go there, I'm good.
I say make it more, because obviously the Dragon Prince is aiming for that anime look, but if you just go for that sort of a look, but not that anime style, if that makes sense. Like, you got to make it look really cartoony.
Yeah, I mean, that probably surprises us and just start drawing on.
So you watch, so you'll be like the first like 2D hand drawn thing for like.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
just like,
there's gonna be like 16 people like working on one frame of the.
God.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't think, but there's ways of capturing that without actually doing all that that work.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
So
as long as it's not like Flash tweens and it's like they're really cheap. It's just like that's a tween, that's a tween, that's a tween.
I hope it doesn't go like the Teen Titans Go type route. That would.
Oh, can you imagine?
I would burn my subscription. I would burn my my whole.
You mean you'd resubscribe just to burn it?
Yeah, I would pay $30 just to burn it.
This is what I think you, Netflix. Go away.
I don't think. I'll be honest with you. I think they have done the animated stuff a lot better than their live action stuff. I think they can. And Hasbro has a whole lot of say in how this show is going to be made. So
absolutely. Yeah.
I don't think that. I think Smith has as much power to create things as long as they can agree to.
Yeah.
And like
he's just got his fingers crossed he can sneak the dick joke in there.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're attentive, but I'm sure it's gonna slip by every once in a while, and
literally
dick-shaped plant in the background.
Do the old Disney thing and have like the buildings. Just like you missed that one.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, the cast looks fantastic.
I say the cast is stacked. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like. Yeah, and I love the mythology of the character. Like, I always really got into it. Like it was pretty cool. Guy in a loincloth, but
very
it says a lot about me.
I was gonna say it's very
masculine.
I mean, masculine wasn't the word I was going for the old He-Man, because yeah, it's very much this big dude, pink shirt, like.
All I'm saying is
called He-Man, like he's literally pronouns the person.
Like he's just like saying it out straight. I'm a man. Like
he transformed with rainbows. Like
as long as they don't bring back Orca, that character was like the Jar Jar Binks of the He-Man universe. Like I hated that character.
I bet you Smith will do something with him.
God, as long as he's dead, like just put a grave.
Do the old like Jar Jar Binks theory where like it's just a skull on Tatooine. Do that. Do that.
Now we're just hating a species now. So.
But, right, to move on from the Master of the Universe, rumor has it that Elsa Bloodstone was going to be on ABC, but once Feige took over Marvel, it was scrapped.
True.
You are very far away from the microphone.
I'm giving you my answer right now. I'm nodding my head.
Okay.
Either way, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was planned. I mean,
So I imagine this was all to do, or Elsa Bloodstone was more to do with the Hulu shows, like what's it, Hellstrom, which
Hellstrom, yeah.
What's Hellstrom doing?
It's still kind of in production. It's not like I don't know what they're doing with it, but
I was like, are we ever gonna see? Because we haven't. We had the cast. That was it.
All I can say is like once this Hulu thing is kind of straightened out, there's a lot of Hulu stuff that's going on in Hulu right now, like internally. So
yeah, because they're reshuffling everyone, aren't they?
So I think they're waiting. Yeah, I think they're waiting to see how that straightens out.
Yeah. Which I mean is fair. It's smart. It's fair enough. Like why? Like don't commit things to somewhere that you're reshuffling, you're moving pieces around because stuff's not going to work out that way.
I think once the Hulu thing is kind of back in order, you're going to see a lot more commitments to TV shows and stuff like that. And Elsa Bloodstone was one of them.
I say, and Elsa Bloodstone, she's one of those where she's been on the peripheral.
Well, if you remember correctly, they had the whole journey into mystery. Like they were going to bring together a lot of the characters. She was definitely on the slate for that.
Yeah.
You know, and let's just, look at this point. You know, none of this stuff, even when they're like, when you take stuff off the table, it's not permanently off the table. It's not like Ghost Rider's not going to be gone. It's just that iteration of the character is just not there anymore. You know?
Yeah. Agent Shield is no longer canon, is what we're trying to say. We're doing it again.
Elsa Bloodstone would have been interesting.
Yeah, because she's such a different character to what Marvel usually does. It's like the whole monster hunting angle. Like, let's do that. Well,
there's a show called Winona Earp. It's on, I think, the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
I mean, that's similar to what the character does, anyways, right? And very interesting, but I don't think. I mean, look, it just wasn't the right.
Wasn't the right time. Despite having Blade and Moon Knight, it's kind of like you could have done. She fit. I mean, I don't know. You ain't gonna say one way or another. You could easily put Bloodstone in Moon Knight, or even Blade. Like you just slip right in there.
I mean, those characters can be like slid into whatever storyline those have. You know, that movie's gonna be. You know, like they live together in practically the same world, so it's like, like maybe they just have different plans for the character. They just didn't want to commit to a TV show.
I say we'll never really. Well, you might, but the rest of us will never really know what happened there.
I mean, it was pretty close to happening. It's just like once the Ghost Rider stuff kind of disappeared. That's when they were like, like the Hellstrom thing is kind of a weird situation. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. But it will be shown at some point. For sure. Is that a promising?
Let's just say yes. Let's just go with the positive one.
But like, there's a lot of things going on in Hulu that they just kind of want to like wait till the storm clears, and that's when you'll start.
Was this Hulu or was this ABC? Because this would have fit right in with what ABC was saying they wanted. And then also you would have connected to the Hulu stuff, which would have made everything a bit more.
Well, yeah, I think they're going to be moving away from like the ABC thing.
That don't surprise me. No. Despite ABC being like, we want a show, it's like, no, you've had shows, you didn't want them, go away. No.
Well, I think. I mean, in this time and age when you got Disney Plus, and once Hulu's kind of calms down, you have two bigger outlets. Why would you want to put something and then water it down and put it on?
I say it's really odd to still support like a network like that when the whole point of a streaming service is to get away from that network.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if ABC's like a free channel in the States because obviously America.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you can get it on to like, I mean, you could get it on like regular channels, like without cable and stuff like that. But it's free, as much as like if you want to get a better quality reception, you need to pay. But
yeah, it's like I can understand why you'd want one on there, but it's like
well, I think
if you're doing streaming, you're not gonna worry about that, which is kind of like thanks for doing it all these years. Like it's gonna leave you behind now. But
what happens with like if you put shows on ABC, you start having to water down your product.
So I just put like not that I think ABC would want it, but like just put like the cartoons on there. Right? But then you got the Disney Channel, so like just put that be on there and
like I mean even right now like that doesn't make sense because like ABC doesn't even they don't have cartoons in the morning.
No.
So it's like what's the point? Just stick it on a service that just I mean you got lots of space to fill up in these like subscription services. Why would you take away something that you put on to a subscription? Instead of why would you be giving it away for free? Is what I'm saying. As much as I mean, look, ABC's fine. It doesn't depend. It's not going to make or break the channel.
No.
They
and especially for a channel that never really wanted these shows.
No, I mean, then they put up a big fight about when Shield was being put on that channel. So
yeah.
It's like, why would you want to like say now you want to use our characters?
Yeah, now when you've seen that you're like not to downplay everything that came before, but like taking them a bit more seriously and playing ball with the shows a bit more seriously, it's kind of like, oh, now you want it.
But I think it's that putting shows like because you got to realize like the production value on that Bloodstone show would have been ginormous.
Yeah.
And like ABC would have not foot the bill.
No, definitely not.
So it's kind of a lose-lose situation if you put it on ABC, and it's like ABC doesn't need it, so why and Hulu, like when you have spaces in Hulu and like Disney Plus that need to be filled, why not, man?
Exactly.
Why not put it on a subscription service that at least you're getting your money back at some point,
Exactly.
But, I mean, it's a casualty. The character, I mean, the show was so early in development, it really wouldn't have mattered anyway.
It wasn't really at a point where
it was more written down in a book than it was.
Here's a list of what we want.
This is what we want. It wasn't like in early production phases, or it wasn't casting phases. It was just like, we want to develop this show. So where should we put it? That's how far along you can. It was long. So it really wasn't it wasn't.
It's never
like
really
loss.
conceived.
Yeah, it wasn't a loss. It was just like an idea at best.
Hopefully one day, because it's just
I think the character lends itself to like a lot of the characters that are being spotlighted now.
Oh yeah, like the obvious Midnight Suns route that seems to be happening right now. Like you got Blade, you got your Moon Knights, you got Doctor Strange is already a thing doing a horror route or scary route, not horror. I shouldn't use that word.
So wrong, man.
Yeah, that's just feeding the misinformation grab,
But I think you're gonna see a lot of stuff be kind of birthed in Doctor Strange 2, if that makes any sense. Like there's gonna be a lot of things that I don't think it's a shock to anyone considering the amount of rumors there are for the amount of people in that movie. Well, how many of them are true, I don't know. If they were true, how many are going to stay? Because the rerun, I was going to say, look.
Obviously, Bruce Campbell's got to be someone.
Yeah, he can be. Yeah, I mean, seeing that it would be dealing with multiverse, I would just stick him in as Ash. Just be done
we talked about this on the other show. If you're gonna do like a scary Doctor Strange movie, go to the Cancerverse and make him the Cancerverse version of Captain America.
Yeah.
That would be 100% what I do, because it's kind of like, why would you not? What a missed opportunity that would be.
Well, and it's not. It's possible because there's
no way in hell I'm actually gonna cling on to that idea of actually happening, but at the same time, it's like it'd be really cool if it did. No.
Yeah, I mean, but look at the title, man. Like the title,
Exactly.
like you kind of have like once you name your movie in the multiverse of madness, you're kind of putting yourself in the corner. So you either got to do something really fucking crazy.
I say it's a very ironic corner of you. It kind of says what you're doing, but at the same time, it's like, well, who knows what you're doing? Because
like it's like, how far are they gonna go?
Yeah.
Like, it's but like in like it, you know, like if this was like last year, some of those rumors are probably true. Maybe not. Nothing was written down really. You know,
Yeah.
so like you know like.
It's like, because there's talks now. This is a way step away from Bloodstone, but like there's talks now that the whole Derrickson thing, like that relationship broke down like just after Comic-Con. Like that's the recent one. It's kind of like
I don't know, man. Like you never know stuff like that because if you're not there, then you're not gonna really know a lot of stuff. So like, I don't know, man. You know, like I always say that he knew what he was getting into.
Oh yeah, he absolutely. Plus, I assume he was at that creative retreat in October.
Mm-hmm.
So like, he obviously would have known everything.
Well, I mean, even before that, come on, man. Like these plans are set into motion.
Exactly. Like yeah, exactly.
Like it's not like he opened his door, took out his mail, and it's like, oh, this is what we're doing now.
Mm.
You know, it's not that. Like these people.
I'll bring it up again. The Dunning-Kruger effect. That's what people suffer from.
Well, I think the problem is like people didn't want him leaving, so they're obviously gonna side with Derrickson.
Which is odd because when like people aren't hot on Derrickson. Like, but before all this, like people didn't like the fact that he was coming back.
Yeah.
But of course, you have to cape and champion creativity in Hollywood because the mouse is the machine that's destroying the world.
Yeah.
And Sony's the last bastion of independent cinema. That's the world we live in right now.
Yeah. I mean, look, dude. Like, look, I liked Harrison, but did that make or break me not seeing the movie? No. See, I mean, losing Cargill, that doesn't hurt me either. You know, because like. As much as I just rewatched the first Doctor Strange, I loved it.
I'm saying it's a great movie. It's
a fantastic movie, but like, you know, I feel like there was a little bit more room to do better in that movie.
Yeah. I if I had to change anything about that movie, I wouldn't have held back.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was sold on something I didn't quite get, and it's just like
exactly.
I can understand why they held back a little bit because it's the introduction.
Yeah, they can't just throw everything in the wall.
Yeah.
But like, I understand what you're saying. It's like, but you're dealing with a character is basically magic, right? Like, and like you're dealing with like, I mean, they introduced the word multiverse in that movie, so like it's not like it's a. So in the back of your mind, when you're like, okay, the multiverse exists. Even before the Multiverse of Madness was even made or thought of, the multiverse was still kind of in effect. So I just feel like there was some room to kind of like. I mean, I say
I love it to death, but it's still like the colors could have been a bit better. Like I liked it did the whole dark dimension stuff and like the whole references to the old artwork is fantastic, but like everything was kind of samey. It's just like we need to.
Also, the villain was kind of like.
It was weak.
It was a weaker.
Caecilius, I'm surprised I remember that name. Like it was a weak villain, very weak.
Well, I mean, it's like and I can understand why they started with him, but it's like. I could see if you're doing something like the Captain America stuff because that's kind of like a gradual build up for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But then like you're dealing with a wizard basically, interdimensional wizard. Like so at this point, everything is out the window. Like you could do anything in that movie, and it would still kind of feel more. I just felt like there was like something missing from the movie. Like.
It wasn't Doctor Strangey enough.
Yeah, I feel like he could have been a little bit more like I don't know, man. Like I like the idea of a horror movie in the Marvel universe.
A scary PG-13 movie. It's not a horror movie.
Or scary. I'm sorry. But like I don't know, man. Like coming from like two people that like Scott Derrickson making horror movies basically, and like C. Cargo like writing like H.P. Lovecraft type novels, you know, like, and that's what you come up with, you know, like it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I feel like there could have been like the pacing was kind of off in the middle for me. It was kind of slow when the Claire character came on.
Yeah.
Like they could have cut that stuff out, man, and I wouldn't have cared.
I mean, apparently she's out of the sequel, so
yeah.
Just like,
No, I mean that's a good
sorry,
thing. Sorry,
Rachel.
Sorry, didn't survive the cut, man. But like I feel like the next one is just gonna be balls to the wall. I think it's just like, I mean, you kind of have to go that direction because
I'm say like, especially after like Infinity War, like you need to show some Doctor Strange stuff because we got a taste of it. Like, give us the meal.
Oh, I think this movie it's gonna be like him a little bit more seasoned as the character.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna see more like more of the Doctor Strange that you know in the comics than.
I tell you, I think I know exactly what was missing from the first movie and what they 100% need to have in the next one. Have him say the damn spells.
That would be awesome. I mean,
like,
why not?
It's the one thing, because people love that stuff. I know this is such a far cry from Elsa Bloodstone, but this is what we do. Like, it's got, because people looked at what spells he used in Infinity War, and like no one can really agree on what they are.
Yeah, I mean the except for the Crimson Band.
Everyone knows the Crimson Band's a Sitarak. Yeah, it's like I think the sort of the Vishanti people know, but like the butterflies, no one knows that's the Hoary Host of Hogarth.
Yeah, but like I think the next movie has a lot of potential. Like
it's got everything to gain and everything to lose.
Exactly. Well, like it kind of has a lot of heavy lifting too because it has to introduce a lot of different elements. You know, like I mean, look, the Dark Hole could show back up in that movie.
Yeah, and that's Sam Raimi. I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
And like, but that could be the introduction to vampires right there.
True.
You know,
True.
I mean, that movie has the possibilities of what could come out of that movie is like kind of like it's kind of like unbelievable.
It's as endless as the multiverse itself.
Hence the name, I guess.
Yeah.
But like I mean, look, they're gonna. I think they're gonna give everybody what they want in that movie.
Yeah.
They kind of, and like I think they kind of have to, and I think they know that they have to do it because,
especially now, it's just kind of like, oh, we gotta like the shows that get cancelled and moved around, i.e. the Star Wars ones and Elsa Bloodstone. It's like people know, like obviously the curtain's been pulled back a lot these days. It's like you got to win back a bit of faith.
And I think they're gonna do it. I think that it's gonna go deep from like. I think there's gonna be a lot of deep cuts in that movie. Like I said, there could be so many possibilities. I mean, like it could go from introduction to mutants, it's introduction to vampires to like Marvel zombies. I mean, like the possibilities are endless. You know, with what you could do in that movie. And if you don't,
maybe Elsa Bloodstone's in it.
Yeah, or not. Yeah, I mean, look, she is in good company in that would be in good company in that movie. But like, yeah, and they kind of like. I think they're obligated to give us. They can't just give us like two multiverse. You know, like visit two multiverse and that's it. They gotta have to go.
Yeah, so they got to up it from the first one.
They have to. They have to. You know, and like it would be a missed opportunity not to do like certain things in that movie, or introduce certain things, introduce certain elements, characters. Like artifacts. I mean, you could easily, and they've already set up like the Living Tribunal in the first one. You know, like why not introduce the character in that movie? You know, like,
I mean, it's multiverse of madness. You have to.
Like,
if you're going to be screwing around with that, just literally the dude's MO. Give me a giant naked gold dude with a purple rag on his head, or his
I mean,
four heads.
And nobody would be like, "What's that?" I'd be like, everybody would be like simultaneously like blowing their load,
I'll say I was the only one in the cinema when watching Doctor Strange that knew what the hell Mordo was talking about when he said that name, and I'm sure as hell going to be the only one if that ever happened, because I'd be like, I know what that is.
But I mean, but also like the Scarlet Witch show it's gonna be great supplemental for that show. It's
Can't
gonna.
wait.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see I haven't watched any of the episodes, but I talked.
If you do, don't tell me because I'll just get mad.
I will never talk about that show.
So it will honestly be my supervillain origin story if anything about that show. And they've
done such a great job too, though. Like, they're only telling you guys what they want to tell you.
Yeah.
And even with people doing the scoops, doing the, I can guarantee you, 90% of the people that have done the scoops, I can tell you it's wrong, dead wrong.
Good.
And I was telling a friend of mine, is like, that show is gonna blow your fucking mind. It is so wacky, and
I say the little 10 seconds we got on the Super Bowl spot, it knocked that show up on a lot of people's lists.
Oh yeah, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, though, and that's not even putting into the main plot of the movie, of the show. Mm-hmm. So it's this show, I think the show has a lot. It's pretty much lifting a heavy load for the MCU in general, because it's.
As long as it doesn't introduce mutants, I'm fine.
Guaranteed 100% not.
That is my absolute worst nightmare. It's keep her away, please.
I will guarantee you 100% that's not the case.
Good. As long as she has a connection to Cthulhu and she's a witch, I am fine.
That I'm not gonna give that just confirm it. So,
that's okay. I'll just headcanon it and say, yeah, you said yes.
You'll find out soon.
In a year from now.
But
it's not quite a year. It's December, but oh god,
it feels like years, right?
It does.
But I guarantee you, man. Once those two shows hit, people are gonna be re-upping their subscription services.
I just have to survive this year, and then I can die happy.
Well, you got to see Doctor Strange too, though, right?
I mean, that's a bonus, but I'll be content in life.
You just want such.
I just want my Scarlet Witch. No.
I don't think you're gonna be
done dirty long enough. No.
I don't think you're gonna be disappointed in that.
No. I mean, we've already got the crappy costumes. I could. No,
you could die happy, man.
I really could. People are like, it's just a Halloween costume. It's I know. I don't care. It's what I wanted. No, it's fine. No.
I kind of understand why. I heard a lot of backlash for the TV shows for some reason.
Really?
Someone was telling me now we gotta watch the shows to understand the movies. I was like, I mean, that's kind of I think that was kind of the promise at the beginning of the channel.
It's you had to watch the movie to understand the movie. It's not much different. No.
Yeah, I mean, but it's it's like me complaining about someone giving me more ice cream on top of my ice cream.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine paying $6.99 for an extra 6 scoops of ice cream or something like that. It's fine. But yeah, someone was complaining about that the other day, and I was like, but then you can't really stop people complaining about certain things.
No, and it's kind of I can understand the complaint. It's it's a bit daunting as looking at it. It's you got to watch so much.
But wasn't that the plan? Isn't that what people wanted? In the beginning.
Yeah, but people always complain about what they wanted. No, it's always the way.
It's
It's that they like the idea of it. They don't actually want it. That's what it is.
They better get ready.
I was going to say that you're going to get it if you like it or not. But speaking of getting extra stuff to move this one, because that went on for a while. The Mandalorian, old Bobby Iger, has come out and said spin-offs are in development, and shocking absolutely no one, because I wouldn't let it be. They got to do something with these Star Wars shows. They can't just have the one.
No. Yeah. Well, I mean, they got plans for other characters, but the spin-offs like is kind of a given. Like,
oh yeah, and like it's you could kind of go, well, you can't really spin off the characters you had in season 1. It's like it could be season 2 characters.
Season 2 characters, but season 2 characters nobody knows about, so you don't know.
Exactly. You could quite easy. Would I watch like an IG-88 show? Absolutely not.
Fuck yes, I would.
Well, that's two sides of the same coin, because like there's too much of a good thing, and that would absolutely be it. It'd be like, oh no.
Just as long as he tries to self-destruct at the end of every episode.
See, I'd absolutely watch a short of IG-88 or 11, whichever one it is. I don't know. I can't remember. Like, I'd watch a short and 6 hours. No, couldn't do it.
What?
I could do it with Gina Carano's character, absolutely.
Well, she's more of a character than
exactly. Yeah.
IG-88 is just like a kind of like a device in the movies.
Yeah. And both metaphorically and physically a device. No.
Yeah. And Gina Carano's character, I think, surprised a lot of people.
Yeah. I expect nothing from her, and I got a lot more than that.
Yeah, like she's probably one of the besides the child and Mando, she's like one of the characters everyone keeps talking about.
Yeah, she's probably the third, maybe the fourth ranked. I'd imagine.
Yeah. I still want a Griff character, so.
So it's kind of hard to like speculate on what shows there are, because as I said, could be season 2, and who knows what's in season 2? Like maybe some. Well, obviously you know what's in season 2. I would say something, but I don't. I won't say it because
just like, let's put it this way: the characters in season 2 have plenty of room to spin off and make toys.
Just give me Tano and give me Afro in season 2. Put them on the damn series themselves.
Maybe.
I was kind of hoping not for a maybe, just more of like that's a really good idea, but
that's a really good idea, actually. Fantastic idea.
Make me look smart when it's confirmed. Come on.
No, it's a fantastic idea. I wouldn't mind.
No, it's obviously like Tano's had a lot of screen time for Star Wars recently, but hey, so was Obi-Wan Kenobi. Guess who's getting a show?
Yep.
You have full depth and breadth of the life and times of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, apparently there's a slight gap that we haven't had yet that they're going to fill out.
Yeah,
but...
the Sand Hermit,
that's
the Sand Hermit.
What you do for Obi-Wan Kenobi? It's such a
Well, I mean,
this is definitely like this is the first week back, and this is a tangent episode. It's a tangent show.
Hey, just give us some slack.
Well,
I think there's a lot of room to tell stories with Obi-Wan. I mean, 7 seasons, maybe not, but like
7 seasons in a movie. Yeah.
Well, I could see like a good 3 seasons for that character.
I suppose it's a different question in itself. It's like, how long do you take these shows? So I think 3 or 4 seasons is probably a decent chunk.
Yeah, 3 or 4 seasons, man. Like you don't want to over like stay your welcome.
Let's not do a supernatural here and go on for like people's entire lives.
I seriously thought that show was going to be on well past my death.
I think the CW were hoping that would be the case.
Yeah, but the people involved are like, I can't do this anymore.
My hips are breaking. I've got the arthritis. Can't carry on. CW.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I lost Captain America because of the damn show. So.
Like, we said it in the Mandalorian talk. Give me those stormtroopers. Please give me a stormtrooper like little half-hour comedy show. Yeah, please. They were so good.
Well, and this goes back to our conversation about like that's a possibility. I mean, like it's a possibility with like Disney, but like not with other people involved.
Yeah,
there's no way.
What Star Wars needs is it needs to. They've been doing it with Rogue One was a very different style of Star Wars movie. The Mandalorian is a very different style of Star Wars story in general. Like branch out like the Marvel stuff into like different genres.
Yeah, but then you got the hardcore fanboys going, that's not Star Wars. That's not what they do.
It damn well be Star Wars, and they will like it in secret.
Well, I think they would like it if they saw it.
I think like the funny stormtrooper things. I think it's one of the things where they had them in the old EU. Like just make it. Just do it again. Why not?
I would watch it.
No, people loved it in the season finale of The Mandalorian. Just do it. Just make it. Don't have them punching a small child. Right.
I mean, that would be. I think there was a comic though, wasn't there?
Of stormtroopers.
There's like 2 stormtroopers that were bumbling and stuff like that.
So me and Armin talked about it. I can't remember for the life of me what they were called. No, I couldn't remember then. I can't remember now. But I think there was.
But like you could do
a
something
series for that, but I'm not sure if it's like a backup thing or if I was just like they just kept appearing. But
I thought they had like a limited comic run.
They might have done but I don't know, the whole EU thing. I'm just like, it's a labyrinth of stuff that I will never navigate. So
it's a labyrinth. But I mean, I think they need something different.
Yeah,
to kind of freshen up the palette, Plus, they need color too, man. They need some color in that universe, for God's sakes. Like, it's all browns and pastels, man.
It's all sand. No.
It's like, Jesus Christ, man.
It's like it's either sand or it's monochrome.
I was looking at a friend's hot toy collection, and it was like he's at all Star Wars collection, and he's got like the Marvel stuff on the other side. So
yeah,
but like he if you pan to the Star Wars stuff, it's all brown and yellow and like it's zero color. It's like muted to hell. Then you pan over to like the Marvel stuff, and it's just like color.
I was about to say, how about a Mandalorian show? But that's kind of.
I think you got that.
It's just like just give me more Mandalore stuff for God's sake.
Well, I mean, I think they're testing the waters with the characters. I think you're gonna get more. I would like I like to see the Mandalore in their prime.
Yeah, that's kind of more what I was meaning when I said the Mandalorian show. It's like can't call it. Like, what would you call it?
Mandalore. SUV. So it's sort of like a CSI like type show.
Yeah. Could work.
Or I mean, we could also do the whole like switcheroo, the child TV show.
That would be so odd. Like having it's the first 50 years of his life. He's it's just him cooing in like a little bubble.
It's everything up to the point where Mando saves him.
So like, how long was he in that little town for? It's just like 6 seasons of him in this dingy dark room. Just,
It's gonna happen. Things are gonna happen. It's gonna start moving along in season 2. Yeah.
He starts walking and talking and have his own opinions.
Once Mando saves him, it'll all mess together.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah. I don't know. The season 2 is gonna be awesome. And I think that has been the bright shining light in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody's talked any trash about that show. So
there's been one or two. Like I've seen a couple, but
they don't count. No,
they don't. That's kind of like it's just more like the anti.
The anti.
Certain people on YouTube, like the angry YouTubers. It's just kind of like the flip back and forward on certain things, and like them being happy and then being really mad at one point. It's just like, you know what? I'm fine with that. It's funny. The outrage is funny. It's yeah.
I don't. Yeah, like my parents know with the Mandalorian. Like they watch that show.
Oh, mine's excited for the Mandalorian. They're not really a Star Wars person, but it's kind of like, oh, I like my westerns. No.
Yeah, and like I love. Yeah, I don't know. We could just talk about Mandalorian. Rest of the show.
I could talk about that series all day. I really want to go back and watch it again, but I'm waiting for Disney Plus to watch it properly.
Well, I just started rewatching it on my trips. I'm like, I don't think I regret.
You must watch that like 5 times a flight.
I've gone through Disney Plus like 3 times.
Or the entire catalog. I finished Disney Plus 3 times. I've Disney Plus plussed. Disney Plus.
I've plussed it. Yeah.
You must get paid for that. Like,
What?
Released? Well, watching Disney Plus. Like.
I think you can. I think people do that though.
Just be like, hey, I've watched everything 5 times. Give me money.
Give me some money.
Make it tax free. Yeah, it's. I'm just trying to think, like, what else could just spin off from this? Like, you could do could you do more of the Darksaber? I know the cartoons did a lot with that. But, I imagine season 2 is gonna tell you how we got it anyway. But...
Yeah, season 2 is definitely gonna get into it for sure.
Yeah. Let us know what you'd want from a Mandalorian season 2, because I honestly, it's one of those where it's like I don't know exactly what you could do. Like, there's so many possibilities you could do, and obviously, like with season 2, as you said, that there could be anything from that.
Well, you could also spin off the Cantina.
That's true. Just make more of a bounty hunter series, I suppose.
Yeah, like
how did that blue guy get a bounty on his head?
And why does he talk so stupid? What does he sound? Why does he sound like a Seinfeld reject? I don't know.
Hey, you know those Carbonite people in the ship? How did they get there at one time?
We're all gonna get backstories in.
Each just make it like an anthology series. It's just a reverse Mandalorian. Like they're just doing something. He just shows up in the last episode. Like, oh, cool.
I caught you. This is the way.
So the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, actually, you know what? I would watch that.
Yeah, I mean, look,
absolutely watch that. So yeah, that's gonna bring us an end to this show. Again, apologies for being away for basically a month, but hey, you got
apologies.
He does. He really does. It's all my fault. But hey, you got an hour and a half, so
yeah, of us talking.
It was a very tangent-y episode. This is what happens when you don't stream it, and it's just like, oh.
The first middle half is nothing but just tangents. It's a filler. It's a filler episode. Okay?
It really is. It's full Naruto, where the season ends, but you come back on for a new one, and it's still filler. Just like oh. I guess I can skip it. Don't skip this one. Don't treat it like Naruto. Anyway.
Yeah,
watch this thing. Watch this thing in full, and then watch all the little bits I'm going to cut out because that's what I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will catch you Monday, where I will absolutely be talking and not letting Sean talk about the new UK Marvel stuff. So, unfortunately,
I'll just be sitting here going, Really?
That's cool. UK. No one cares about the UK. No.
We care about you.
I mean,
really? We brought you. We gave you the goodness. So.
What goodness?
I don't know.
We left. That's what we gave you.
Yes, we stopped trying.
So yeah, we will catch you all on Monday. Hopefully, barring nothing happens with what's been going on with me, because the rate is going, something's going to happen, and
your foot breaks, and then we're like,
just be thankful this isn't in person. Is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I terrible.
So yeah, bye.
Bye.